Hi guys, Aquaji here. Welcome back to another video. So we actually have a lot to get into because I've been a little bit busy. So last recap I did was episode 1, but I do plan on being a little bit more consistent with these if I can. But also sometimes it's easier to cover 2 episodes in one, just for editing sake or recording sake. But yeah, I'm excited to get into these. So let's start off with what happened after King was voted out. So King gets voted out, is sent to Redemption Island, and yeah, he is in Redemption Island, and he gets notified about a special twist, pretty much, that is the tokens that can be earned on Redemption Island. Now he gets a special thing, pretty much like a legacy advantage, that he gets to use. Um, that is can be used if by the person that returns to the game, pretty much, and it's a lot like a legacy advantage on normal Survivor, where it gets passed around from player to player if you get voted out, pretty much. Um, so yeah, so he gets that, and also one redemption token. Yeah, but then we get to the challenge, and once again, um, Laka is kind of failing at this. The tribe that Bagels had carried to um, well, an unsuccessful challenge in the final 18 round, and they get sent to tribal again. But this time there's actually a twist. Now, for this twist, two tribes are sent to tribal council to vote out two separate people, so it's really a 2-in-1 vote. Um, so let's see. What was the tribe that was safe? I feel like it was. Oh, it was Nangfa, I believe. Yeah. So Nangfa tribe was safe. And yeah, actually, Nangfa tribe is talking right now in the tribe camp. But anyway, uh, yeah, so basically, let's see, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so Nangfa's safe, and actually, I should pull up the tribes really quickly. Let me do that. I'm just going to go over to. Oh, I'll just go to the marooning. All right, 1 second, everyone. All right, so I found the cast. So yeah, I can talk about this. So Nangfa tribe, that was safe. That was Cooper, Jagger, Star, Flaming, and also the two returnees, which were Tien and Sub. Now, also I want to quickly highlight something that I'm not sure if it happened at episode 2 or episode 3. Sometime recently, Sub found the idol, which is really exciting for him. As I feel like he could be targeted, but we'll get into that shortly as really Sub's target level. But yeah, so I guess we'll go over to the Laka tribe, which at this point, King is voted out. We have Barry, Renji, and Bryce, and as the new players and returnees, Bagels and Ego. So Bagels and Ego are together at this point. They're trying to work together, and I think this is a common trend that we saw, where the returnees did not go for each other, as I do think that this was a smart decision for both of them. As, like, let's say you go to tribal back to back, like Laka did. Let's say Bagels targets Ego, they vote out Ego in 18th, then they go to tribal again, then Bagels is in a bit of trouble there. So I think you gotta take allies, especially early game like this. If you are approached and it seems like it's gonna work out for you, you have to take those allies. So I think that was definitely the right move for both of those returnees, and pretty much all the returnees have done uh, well. We'll talk about, but pretty much the returnees all did that off the bat, so that was good for them. But here's what happened. So Barry, so Renji and Barry are kind of tight a little bit, but the three new players are kind of discussing. Renji brings up the idea of, hey, let's vote out Bagels, let's get these returnees out of here, which is something, a common trend we've seen happen in Modern Survivor, like Edge of Extinction. We've seen the new players try to target the returning players for being bigger threats, and also, I mean, there's also sometimes this mentality of they've already played before. Why are they coming back? So I think that kind of was happening. But Renji says that and gets Bryce and Barry on that plan. Now, Barry, who I guess I can talk about a little bit more in a little bit, but Barry at this point is probably the most inactive on this tribe, but I think that's going to suit them. I think Barry could probably make the merge unless there's a situation that proves otherwise, like tribal lines. But yeah, Barry could kind of go deep as kind of one of the ghosts in this game. Sorry to say, but yeah, that's just kind of the role he's in. So he's going along with this plan of, okay, we're going to vote out Bagels. But Bryce, on the other hand, has a different story. Now, Bryce is doing so well, honestly. Um, I feel like he could get targeted at some point really far down the line, but that's really it. Maybe he gets swap screwed somehow, but at this point, I don't really see it. I think Bryce is really good at never being the loudest personality and also just making relationships with other people. And I think that's going to suit him well in the game. Uh, as well, congratulations to him. He's made the final 13. Uh, but yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, so Bryce is saying that he's kind of close with Bagels. He would like to keep Bagels possibly as a shield, also as an ally. He wants to work with those returning players in the future, and I think this is a good strategy because those returning players are always going to get targeted before you, especially pre-merge. So if you can do that, and if you can be on their side, you can appear to be kind of in the middle, as Bryce was here, and Bryce really decided this vote. But in the end, they decided the returnees both decided to go for Renji, especially after what Bryce had said. So in this vote, it was a 3-2 vote, and Renji was sent home. So Bagels got 2 votes. Kind of, I feel like maybe a good warning for Bagels that he can't keep playing the same game of being a well, he can't keep being the biggest person or the biggest personality on the season. He has to switch it up if he's going to survive for very long. But yeah, that's what happened in that tribal. Um, Now we move over to the Si Muang tribe. I don't know. I know it's not pronounced like that, but we're just gonna go with that. Purple tribe, which has Arid, Envious, Phones, Caroline, and Lucas and Quor. Now, yeah, so off the bat, the returnees and pretty much everyone is thinking of. Oh, so I guess context. Lucas and Quor are together, really tight at this point, and also Phones is wanting to work with those two, a little bit like how maybe Star is trying to work with returnees, and also Bryce trying to work with returnees. And I think we've seen someone on each of these original tribes is saying, hey, these are two numbers here that I need them, they need me even more than I need them. So if I can work with them, that's going to be perfect. Um, so yeah, so that alliance of three looked like it was going to stick together. And then also, it was clear that Envious and Arid were on the same time or on the same side of things. They were probably going to vote together. And then Caroline was kind of inactive, could have been a target. But the returnees and phones were talking about voting for Arid. Arid, I guess, wasn't really doing enough to contribute in the challenge, and they didn't really feel like they needed him. Um, Maybe he didn't make enough social relationships with Lucas and Core. And I think that's definitely true, especially reading Arid's confessionals. He was kind of not meshing with the returnees and had some opinions about them, to say the least. So, yeah, but yeah, it looked like it was going to be Arid, and something happened where Arid joined the voice chat for the tribe, and people were in there, but then they weren't really talking. But then they kind of went quiet when Arid came in, and he that kind of tipped him off that okay, something's up here. Maybe they're trying to vote for me. So yeah, he kind of was trying to scramble a little bit to not be voted out, and I believe he was able to get Envious and Caroline, two people that were going to be loyal to him and were willing to work with him, and to try to vote out Lucas, and they kept Core. I don't know why. I think probably because of challenges and because Lucas was less active in challenges than Core was, and Core was really trying to uh, contribute in challenges, which I think is a pretty good benefit for Core, especially in this early game where even if Core is a bigger threat than Lucas, especially in challenges, if they see Core as a bigger asset in challenges, they're likely to keep him over Lucas. So that was good for Core. But Core had no idea, and Lucas was blindsided pretty much in a 4-2 vote. Um, so yeah, that's what happened. And then so Renji voted out from Laka, and then Lucas voted out from the Purple Tribe. So then we get to Redemption. Both of the two people voted out in this double elimination. They both earned 2 redemption tokens, um, just based on placement. That's what production decided on. And then they were going to get to their first ever challenge on the redemption challenge. So it was a series of math problems, and the winner would win 2 redemption tokens. Second place would win 1, and last place would be eliminated from the game and eliminated from redemption. No shot of getting back in. 18th place on the season. So what happened was, um, basically, Renji came in first place, did the problems in under 3 minutes. I think like something like 2:30. Um, then Lucas did in under 5 minutes. I feel like 4:30 or something. And then in under 7 minutes was King. So King got last, and he was eliminated. And I'm not super surprised by that outcome, just because King was clearly the least active from the first part of the game. And yeah, so King was voted out. But moving on, or King was eliminated. Also, I forgot to mention this. He had his legacy idol, which was given to the first person voted out, and he decided to give it to Lucas. So at this point, Lucas 4 redemption tokens. Um, no, Lucas 3 redemption tokens, a legacy idol, and then Renji 4. Um, and then Renji had 4 redemption tokens. So we move on to episode 3, and let's see, what was this challenge? Give me 1 second. I don't have everything prepared for this, so I gotta check it out. Uh, but in the meantime, I will talk about the swap that happened. So there was a tribe swap, and yeah, I gotta find these challenges. Okay, there we go. Wait, no, yeah, challenges. Okay, so we got to the final 15 swap, and yeah, so new purple tribe was Ego, Phones, Caroline, Cooper, and Arid. Now, to break this down, Sam told us this. 3 people from original Purple Tribe on this tribe, which was, um, oh wait, oh, 3 people from the original Purple Tribe that stayed here was Phones, Caroline, and Arid. No, wait, it's Phones, Cooper, and Arid. Okay, just trying to figure everything out. Um, and then for the new players on this tribe, one Laka, which was Ego, who's a returnee, and then Caroline, who is from Nangfa. So 3-1-1 there, but I don't see that really sticking. Um, well, maybe it will. We'll talk about that in a second, because I think it did end up sticking for the final 14 vote when this tribe at Netherlands goes to tribal, but we'll get to that. So that's that tribe, and then let's take a look. Oh, here we go. Okay, so new Laka tribe. Also, 5 members on each tribe, just so you know. This was an interesting breakdown. 2 from Laka, 2 from Nangfa, and 1 from Purple. And that one person from Purple was okay, that was Core. So sorry, just trying to figure everything out on the fly here. But yeah, so Pretty much, Tien, Flaming, Bagels, Berry, and Core. Now, what's interesting about this tribe is that there's three returning players, and as we'll see soon, those three returning players are trying to link up and create an alliance just to create trust, which is something that I predicted preseason, where the returning players, and I actually talked to Core about this. Core, you need to work with the other returning players, and yeah, I think he definitely is going to do that as much as he can. We'll see how Core does this, but yeah, so that's that tribe, and then we'll talk about the other tribe, which is a very good tribe, and they haven't gone to tribal, and that is the new Nangfa tribe, and also Nangfa is such a dominant tribe at this point, which is pretty cool. It is Bryce, Jagger, Envious, Sub, and Star. Three from Nangfa, one from Laka, and one from Purple Tribe. So let's see. Those three Nangfa are Jagger, Sub, and Star, and then Bryce and Envious are not from uh, the same original tribe as anyone on the tribe, so that could be bad for them, but we'll see about that, and I think we'll talk about it soon because they're well, I guess we'll talk about this tribe because this tribe does not go to tribal at all yet. Um, and let's see. All right, I'm just gonna read a confession. Okay. Oh, here's Bryce's confessional. For his trust list, he has one as envious, two as sub, three Jagger, and four stars. So, yeah, he's. It looks like Bryce is probably going to try to work with Envious, who is the other person that's kind of solo on his tribe, and I think that makes sense. He, again, employing that returning player strategy, wanting to work with Sub, and I feel like this could work if Bryce is able to do something where at the merge he's with three or four other returning players. Let's say that every returning player starts to link up. I feel like he is never going to be targeted from that group unless you get a final five situation where it's him and all returnees. But even then, at that point, the returnees are going to look to each other. But I do worry that maybe he is not able to win, but he does have a good case so far. So uh, at this point, also, Bryce is, in my opinion, the best player so far. But that's just me. I think that he's played it really well. He's never really been in trouble, and we'll see if that keeps happening. So yeah. Anyway, oh, okay. Stars trust list. Okay, so he has okay. Okay, so fourth for him he has Jagger. So it seems like Jagger. So from what I remember, Jagger wants to try and um vote out. Oh no, Jagger was trying to throw a challenge, or was like talking about throwing a challenge, which was very sus, of course. But yeah, he was just not playing well socially, I think, on this new swap tribe, and I think he didn't have the best relationships with Sub and Star. So I think that could mean trouble for him. And yeah, here's Star as Jagger at the bottom of his trust list, and he's got Bryce in fourth, or wait, third, then Envious, then Sub. So Star also trying to work with Sub. So yeah. But anyway, let's move on to the Final 15 Immunity Challenge, in which, what was this one? Oh, it was some like online game, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, what happened was, oh wait, oh it was Entanglement. Yeah, I really like Entanglement. It's a pretty cool game. But pretty much what happened was I think there were some people that didn't submit from the Laka tribe, and once again Laka went to another tribal council, and so yeah, so Laka tribe going to another tribal council, and let's see. Okay, so this is the tribe with three returnees, Flaming and Berry. So what I guess went down in this is they probably saw the three returnees probably linked up, saw that Berry wasn't super active, and yeah, they just voted out Flaming in a 4-to-1 vote. Now I'm gonna try to go through and read some confessionals. Let's read Bagel's core. Let's see. Okay, so Bagels does a funny thing, and then it says, "So who are you thinking for this vote?" Core says, "Flaming?" Question mark. I mean that question mark is. I guess we're gonna do some dissection of a question mark. I think you gotta ask questions, and you can't be so heavy on a plan. So I mean, Core's subtle question mark is making him not seem super forceful, so I think that's pretty good. Um, but anyway, so Bagel says, "Sure, let's do that." And yeah, I guess that ends up happening. And let's see what else we can read. Okay, Core Bagels TN, and hmm. Oh, they want to call this alliance the Returnee Trio. Maybe we'll change that. But let's see. Okay, so Core thinks that it's between him and Flaming, and um, yeah, I think probably also a reason that Bagels. Oh wait, never mind. Wait, what's the try breakdown on this again? I am missing it, I think. Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, Bagels. Oh yeah, Bagels was with Barry. Okay, this is the tribe with 221. Okay, sorry. So Bagels was with Barry, and they were kind of on opposite sides, but I think that if they were able to make up, and Bagels was probably able to move past that, I think that's really good for Bagels. So, yeah, Bagels and those three, they all vote for Flaming, and Flaming goes. Now, Flaming, let's talk about Flaming on the season. Um, Flaming, oh, I also need to talk about Renji and Lucas, even though they're not officially out yet. But, so let's talk about Flaming on the season. I think Flaming was not that great. I mean, Flaming didn't do that much, didn't put much effort. I think they were kind of mediocre on their original tribe. They were with Jagger, which was good, and I think they had a few good relationships. I think if that original tribe went to tribal, it was probably gonna be Cooper because Cooper was less active than anyone else. But also a concept that we'll see in the next vote we're gonna get to. But yeah, so that was interesting. But I think Flaming was decent on the season, but really didn't do that much. And yeah, I feel like maybe wasted potential, but Flaming didn't really try. So yeah, that's what I think there. Also, I'm going to go back really quickly and talk about Lucas. Now, Lucas was very loud personality on the season. Um, I mean, for the first round, really, but then after that, Lucas was not super active, I feel like. Maybe, but maybe not enough where people thought that they should keep Lucas as that second vote rolled around. And also, being loud is sometimes not a great thing. I mean, we've seen that with Bagels season two, and I feel like we've almost seen it. There's been multiple close calls once again where Bagels has almost been voted out, even in this season. So yeah, but I think Lucas has a chance to return. I also think that with Renji, they're both active, and also um, the person that we're going to talk about next, who got 14th or was the fifth boot. Oops. Okay. But yeah, and then Renji was pretty good, but I really compare Renji to like Ego from last season. Renji played maybe way too hard early on, and yeah, I think that really cost them probably a good shot at making it deep in this game. So yeah, that's what I think about them. But I do think Renji could make it back, and I feel like if somebody that's not a returning player makes it back, they could just sneak in to the merge tribe, and everything will be fine then. Maybe so. Yeah, but let's move on to the final 14. And for this challenge, the losing tribe was the purple tribe, and that was the tribe with Echo, Phones, Caroline, Cooper, and Arid. So pretty much what happened here was at first it seemed like Cooper was going to be the obvious boot for being probably the most inactive person on the tribe by far, and also being kind of out on the numbers. But what ended up happening was it was looking like it was going to go that way, and then somehow it shifted to being Ego. And I think this was in large part due to Arid. Arid is a really good player, and I think he decided, along with Phones and Caroline, that they should flip and instead vote for Ego. The votes were pretty much all locked in for Cooper, or I think like two or three votes were locked in for Cooper, and then all those votes changed, and Ego was voted out. And so I'm pretty sure it was 3-2 vote. And Cooper actually didn't end up getting any votes, which, yeah, he stays kind of, well, he's not even under the radar because people know he's not super active. Um, yeah, so Ego voted out, the second returning to be eliminated from the game. And yeah, I feel like this could be a trend that we see, and especially early merge. I feel like we're probably going to see a returnee player be the merge boot, and then also possibly a returnee player return to the game, and they could be in trouble. Like a returning player returning to the game makes the returnee a triple returnee, pretty much. So that's a big danger, I'm sure, to most of these new players that have only got one shot at the game. So that's where we're at right now. Oh, also, I should give my favorite from each tribe right now. I guess favorite to win, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so for Laka, from TN, Bagels, Berry, and Core, I gotta go with TN at this point. And then also Core. I mean, I feel like Core could do well, um, could beat his previous placement maybe. But yeah, right now he doesn't seem to be being targeted. And if that tribe goes to tribal again, I'm pretty sure it'll probably be Barry because I feel like the returnees will probably stick together. And if TN had Core at the top of his trust rankings for that tribe, if TN is suggesting that they vote out Bagels, I feel like Core will not go along with that, and that could flip things on TN, or maybe Core could try to reason with TN or Bagels if they're trying to target each other. So I think that's what Core is going to be really good at. Um, now, for Purple Tribe, with Phones, Carolina, Cooper, and Arid. Also, there might be a tribe swap coming up, maybe, maybe not. Um, but for those guys, I would say personally that I guess Arid's probably in the best spot. I feel like Arid has been, and also Phones. So those two have been proven to make at least somewhat good relationships and also survive being at the bottom. Phones is allied with TN and also TN and Sub, it seems. And yeah, that's going to be good. Wait, no, never mind. I lied. Oh, I feel like Phones might be good with Core, actually. But I don't know, maybe Phones will try to reach out to some returnees. But yeah, moving on to the Nangfa tribe. We got Bryce, Jagger, Envious, Star, and Sub. And I gotta say, I think the winner is coming from this tribe. Um, Bryce has a really good shot to win. Bryce has done really well, really good socially. I don't think Bryce is going to be targeted unless it's like a number situation, like a pure number situation. I just don't see it happening otherwise, at least for now. Then we move on to Jagger. Jagger seems to be in the most trouble here, so I don't think he's going to be able to win. I could see him being like a merge boot, actually, something like that, where you've got a big personality, a big player also, willing to make some risky moves, like, let's see, like Deer, like Bagels, like Max. I mean, I think that Jagger could probably fall into that category. And I'm sure we'll see the same thing again. I mean, I feel like 3 seasons in a row, even if they haven't all been amazing, spectacular, the best players, they've all been consistently big threats or people with big plans for the merge. And the majority of the merge tribe was able to agree on voting them out. So That's been the story for Merge Boots. Um, and then Envious is a great under the radar spot, kind of similar to Bryce actually. And I feel like those two will likely end up working together. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, that's what I gotta say. I think those two are probably my top two contenders to actually win the game from this tribe. Because other people, I feel like, yeah, they're gonna navigate through this merge, maybe make it to the merge, but in the long run, do they have the allies to make it to the end? Maybe not. Then we've got Sub, who subs obviously with TN. If they make it to if Sub makes the merge, let's say with TN, then TN is connected to Bagels and Core, and also Sub's connected to Star. If Sub can make connections that are going to be good on this tribe, maybe with Envious, maybe with Bryce, then I think Sub is really good at making those connections. And Sub has connections so far, so I think that's going to be good for them. Also, they have an idol. So that idol, it's the only one we've seen in the game so far. I guess excluding the legacy idol from Redemption, but I don't really count that yet because it's not a full idol yet. But yeah, I think that is going to be good for Sub. Moving on to Star. I think Star could do well, but I'm just not sure where Star's game nets out yet. It seems like some people trust them, others don't. Um, but yeah, I think Star could do well, could again be under the radar. So yeah, but I guess that's it for today's recap. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned for the next recap. This has been Aquagy. Be sure to snuff your torch on the way out. This has been Aquagy. Goodbye. That was kind of cringe, but okay, we'll improve it. Bye, guys.